You want to do a cold open?
Is that the cold open?
Yeah, that can
But
be a
we
cold.
don't have a song to signal that we're actually back.
Yeah, I
I
don't know.
actually
I still
don't know
don't know
what
what
that
the name of
song
that
is.
song is.
Are you sure it's a real song?
Yes. I used to hear it, like not all the time, but I used to hear the song.
It sounds like a meme song. Like, is there lyrics or no?
I don't know. I just remember that. Anyway, if you
Okay.
guys know what that song is, please tell me. Message me. I really don't know what song that is. But anyway, hello, welcome to the show.
Welcome back to the Difficult Lemon Difficult podcast.
I am Poch,
And I am Gabe.
and I don't know if you can see it, but there is a lemon
If
due
you
to
can find it,
you win something.
so comment below
Where
where
the
the
lemon
lemon
is.
is.
Lemony Snicket.
Yes.
All right. So, welcome back to another episode of our podcast. Today, we're going to be talking about a challenge that we both have living here.
Mm-hmm.
But before we get to that, Gabe, do you want to tell them what's happening?
What's happening?
like a chicken.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes. So this episode is available on our YouTube channel and on Spotify. So if you're watching us, please like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. And if you're listening to us, please like the episode, follow us, and rate us 5 stars if you feel that it deserves 5 stars.
We deserve some stars of fives.
We're also on Instagram, so please follow us. We post content and just fun posts throughout the week. Also, if you like our content on all of the social media platforms we're on, please share it.
Yeah, please. You know what? CTA. Share our videos, please.
Yeah, share, talk to people about it. We're really
And if you won't share it, and if you won't share it with your friends, tell us why. Because why not? You know what I mean?
but tell it nicely.
Share that shit. Just joking.
Oh my gosh. But
Yeah.
yeah, so yeah, we are always looking to
Improve.
grow.
Yeah.
And we're really excited to welcome new people, new listeners.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah. I thought you meant like new hosts. I mean like guests. I mean we could. It's more of, I'm not sure. Like we're not struggling. It's just I'm still trying to figure out how to do two people at once. No, I mean like record. That's what I meant, guys.
anyway, as you can see, this is our daily struggle. So please, follow, share, like all of those
Yeah,
things.
share. Please
but,
share.
You know,
Share.
we've spent so much time just talking about that when really we could just be talking about our topic for today. So, is there any highlight to your week, Poch?
Well, I started playing fantasy football this year,
Oh yeah,
and one of my players has been very notorious. Not notorious.
notorious.
He's gotten a lot of fame
Mm.
this Sunday. And if you don't know him, his name is Travis Kelce.
Oh, he only got famous because of Taylor Swift. I'm just kidding.
Okay, no,
Please
no.
don't cancel me. That's a TikTok trend. If you don't get the TikTok trend, look it up because I don't want to get canceled here. Okay.
But anyway,
So,
so basically this weekend, I think the Kansas City Chiefs played against. I'm not really a football fan,
But he plays
but
fantasy
I play
football.
fantasy football because it's like it's like a social thing for my family. We have a fantasy league,
Okay.
which I'm doing pretty well. No thanks to anything I've done. But anyway, they played a bunch of people, but the most notable thing about that was Taylor Swift showed up to the game.
Not on the field, but in the crowd.
Yeah, no, and she sat beside Travis Kelce's mom. So
Yeah.
Travis Kelce is a football player who plays for the Kansas City Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
For people who are not familiar with that, basically here in the United States, he's sports royalty.
I think he also hosted SNL once. I
He
think
did.
I think because I was watching SNL clip compilation like a few weeks ago, and then he showed up, and I was like, oh, I guess he was on SNL.
So
I think-
there you go. He was on SNL, and The rumors are he's dating Taylor Swift, or Taylor Swift is eager to screen him to date him.
What do you mean by screen?
Like
Like
they're not
interview?
like
Oh, like she's entertaining.
yeah.
Okay,
She's
got
in
it.
the getting to know him. In the
Okay.
Filipino context, it's the ligaw stage.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
So
And I mean, I've tried to get Gabe into sports before, and not really football because I don't really know much about football. But when Gabe saw Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce that last Sunday playing, or just him playing, she was watching. She went to me. She's like, "Am I a football fan now?
no, that's not what I said.
Do I like football now?" That's what she said.
No, I'm gonna tell the story. So, the TikTok algorithm knows that I'm a Swiftie, or that I spend more seconds on a video if Taylor Swift is on it. So for some reason, it started feeding me Travis Kelce like TikToks too, which is so weird because I've never watched football on TikTok. Um, anyway, so after the whole news came out that Taylor Swift was at the game last weekend, I started getting Travis Kelce on my FYP, and then the first TikTok that I saw of Travis Kelce was him at a, I want to say Vanity Fair. I'm not sure like what magazine exactly, but he did like a photo shoot for Vanity Fair. And I was watching it and I was like, is he attractive? Like,
Wait,
I'm
how could you not tell? I mean, don't you know? I mean,
no.
because we're talking about being attractive, right?
Yes.
So you could tell just looking at the person.
No, because so I've only seen like the only picture of Travis Kelce I know and I'm familiar with is the headshot that you showed me. You know, like
Oh, on my app.
when you choose players
Yeah,
for
yeah,
fantasy,
yeah, yeah.
it looks like a 1 by 1 picture. That's the only thing, and I'm like, they all look the same to me.
No, don't. Please don't.
No, I
That's
mean
not what
like
she meant, guys. That's not what she
we
meant.
have to take that out because people might misconstrue what I mean. I just
Oh
mean
no,
like
they all look like men in
they all
uniform.
look like I couldn't name like no, I wouldn't know.
Yeah. Okay.
Like they're all like nameless to me because I really don't pay attention
Yeah,
to
I
the
don't know.
sport.
I
That's
don't know
what I
anything
mean,
either. Yeah.
okay?
But anyway,
Anyway, so when I saw that video of Travis Kelce, I was like, wait, does he actually look good? And then
is he valid?
I was like, oh, hold on. And then because I spent seconds watching that, then I kept getting more Travis Kelce videos. And then there was one where he was, I guess, on a podcast or doing an interview, and he was talking to someone, and he talked about going to the Taylor Swift concert.
Mm-hmm.
And then he said he was disappointed because apparently he found out that Taylor couldn't really entertain people or speak to people before or after the show because she had to like preserve her voice, and he really wanted to give Taylor Swift a friendship bracelet because he made a friendship bracelet for Taylor Swift with his number on it, okay? And then the other person on the podcast said, oh, like 87, which is his sports jersey number, or his phone number. And then Travis Kelce says something like, you know what number I gave. And then I was like, wait, does he have Riz? I'm so confused. Like, wait, am I a football fan? Am I into Travis Kelce? Too early to tell. But the more videos I see of him,
I will say this though.
wait.
I was a fan of Travis Kelce before this because
Yeah,
he was on my team, right?
Oh, just that. Like he
I mean,
is skilled
yeah.
and he will help you win.
I need
something like
his
that.
points. I need him to score on the
Okay.
field.
Okay.
If he scores off the field, good for him, man. But
Okay.
he was doing a lot in the game. Not to get into details, but he scored a touchdown, for the home, and it was their hometown crowd too.
Okay.
So
yeah.
it was something out of
What?
almost a TV show.
Oh.
It could have been produced by the CW.
Oh.
These people belong in a fanfic that you write about on Wattpad. The superstar athlete dates superstar
I have read.
global icon.
I think I've read rom-coms about
Yes.
like with that
This
particular
I think this
plot.
is that's the appeal of this whole story. that it's Taylor Swift and it's this guy.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people are obviously reading into it already. Like some of the people have already linked it to like Taylor Swift's debut album, like her very first album. She has a song that
Oh, I don't even know this. What
yeah,
you're
this one
talking
I
about.
just saw on TikTok recently, like something about a song she sang. There's specific lyrics about, and then I think those lyrics mention the number 87. So people are like, oh my gosh, it's meant to be. But also, I'm like, exactly.
How?
So I'm not one of those people. I'm just saying that,
One of those people.
I'm just saying that there are talks like that going on online. And not to say I'm not like other girls, but I know of Travis Kelce because I thought his name was really cool. Like I know he was in the Super Bowl last
Yes.
February.
Yeah.
He played
With his
against his
brother. Yeah.
brother. And I remember feeling very happy for their family because I was like, wow, that's so cool to have two sons playing against each other. And then I saw that their mom had like a jacket that was half for the Chiefs and half for what's the other
The
team?
Eagles.
The Eagles.
Yeah.
I thought that was cool too. So I knew he existed already, but again, it was just like well, that's another athlete. Like that's another person that I
True.
don't pay attention to until recently. Um, I haven't searched him up yet, so all the content I'm seeing is because it's being fed to me by the algorithm.
Okay.
So
But yeah, I think the fanfare is really their larger than life names
yeah,
getting
of course.
together. I think the last time people felt this way in or about Taylor Swift was when she started dating Harry Styles. I think that was everyone was really, wow,
No,
the boy
no,
and the girl.
no.
No, nobody liked that.
Speaking from somebody
Who was there at the
was
time?
very much into the fanfare of Haylor. That's what we call it.
Taylor.
I keep forgetting that you're not from this part
Why
of
not
the internet.
Terry?
I keep forgetting that you were not part of this.
Terry Swiles.
Anyway,
Okay.
people did not feel this way about Taylor. I think they only felt this way about Harry Styles and Taylor Swift after their relationship. But from what I remember, during the relationship, a lot of the talks were like, this is a PR stunt. This is not real. And it's only now
So this one is impossible to be a PR stunt because they're not promoting anything.
for me, what the appeal of this whole thing is that it's so random. Like you wouldn't have thought. You're like,
Why not? I mean, they were
No,
they were linking
my-
they were linking Taylor Swift to a basketball player, but he's a no-name guy.
oh, that one I didn't hear. I just thought it was random because she dated Joe Alwyn, and then there were like the whole
Another
Matty
no-name
Healy
guy.
thing, and then you're like, wait, like the football player, like it was just like there was like a jump, and then you were like, whoa. But I mean, date whoever you want to date, girl. I support.
Go spit, girl.
Go spit, girl.
Yeah, so that's what we have for What in the World for this week.
Yes.
So it was interesting. I mean, I think it kind of brought the worlds of men and women in America together.
Yeah.
There was a brief intersection for that interest period because guys were saying, "Oh yeah, let's go Chiefs,"
And girls were saying,
Yeah,
"Oh yeah,
let's go, Taylor."
Taylor."
which is it's fun. I mean, whatever brings more people to each other's interests.
Yeah.
I feel
And
that
I think
we need more of those in the world. Not necessarily relationships, just more things to bridge people together.
I think the NFL will win because
Well-
more people are now going to be interested. Did you know that there was last fact about this whole thing? There has been a spike and an uptick in purchases for Travis Kelce's jersey.
Oh Lord,
It's happening. It's
good for
happening.
him. You know what? Good for
Yeah,
him.
good for him.
Because he's usually in the shadow of their quarterback,
Ooh,
Patrick Mahomes,
I was gonna say that name.
and he's an excellent player by all
Yes.
accounts. But he's usually the Robin to his Batman.
Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
But then now it's more of a Superman and Batman.
Uh,
Well, because he passes the anyway.
We're not going to be talking about
Yeah,
the intricacies of the sport.
Yes, but we just wanted to bring that up because it was a very trending. It's still a trending topic.
Yeah.
Online, I think here. I'm sure people back home have no idea. Most people do not watch football, so at least
Yeah.
you can tiptoe or dip your toe into this
Mm-hmm.
through the. Oh my God, what's happening out there? I don't know if you can hear it, but there's sirens.
The city is awake.
It's time.
Anyway,
So yeah, so today we wanted to talk about a challenging challenge.
a challenging challenge.
It's a topic that I think is relevant for Gabe and I, and also for people, who have decided to move away from
Their
where they grew up,
hometown.
from their
Yeah.
hometown, not necessarily just from your country. It could be just moving to a different neighborhood or moving to a different city, switching schools or something like of the same sort.
Yeah.
Just moving out of where you came from.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the challenge that we're talking about is,
Maintaining friendships.
and specifically in our case, long distance friendships.
Yeah. Um, I thought that it was something relevant and something interesting to talk about because, well, I just had my birthday, and if you already watched that episode, you'd know that a birthday tradition I really like is having my friends around, and it's a big change to me not to have a circle of friends so easily accessible now that I'm here.
Yeah.
So I wanted to talk about the adjustment of from having a group chat of friends just awake when you're awake, having people live close to you and randomly coming up with who wants dinner, to now planning weeks ahead when you're going to block off a Zoom call. Like, what's that like? And I guess what are some of the things we've learned now that we've had to live
This
this
way,
way
yeah, for a year.
over a year now?
Yeah. So I think I can start in terms
Yeah,
of
please.
the experience. I'm not a person with a lot of friends, and I don't say that in a way for you to be sorry for me. I prefer it that way. No, I mean I like to choose who my friends are.
Mm.
I honestly prefer quality over quantity. So before the pandemic, I think we're gonna use the pandemic as more of a line in terms of the timeline. So before the
Sure.
pandemic, everything was normal in terms of you could when we I was living back in the Philippines, I would see my friends, different groups of friends that I've had, and it was not really an issue. But I think what the problem is, back then it was more of just logistics because a lot of my groups of friends lived in different places in Manila.
Okay.
So my high school friends or the friends that I'm the closest to are from my like near my house,
Yeah.
and then my college friends and our friend like our mutual friends are where I used to study, which are hours apart. So I think that was a challenge back then. But then I would see them all the time, and then the pandemic happened,
Mm-hmm.
and I honestly think that that's one of the better things that happened in terms of
Your friendships.
maybe because I think
Oh, it can't be for anything else.
no I think I think
Pandemic apologies.
yeah, I'm so sorry. No, that's not what I meant. I'm just saying in terms of because of the pandemic, you really had to choose who
I see.
you were gonna be talking to, or
Like you had to be more purposeful
yeah.
with your
I mean,
time and
I
energy.
I have acquaintances or people I'm friendly with, but I wouldn't necessarily call them my friends
Mm-hmm.
because I would say my friends are the people I talk to most of the time, people I share the same interests with, people I have experiences with, and because of the pandemic, I think you were kind of people were more forced to just interact with them. I mean, um, I think naturally, when I would play video games with friends online, I think that was that was kind of how I would hang out with my friends. I
Okay.
couldn't if I couldn't run out in the streets, I could shoot them in the face. I mean, not,
Okay.
we would play COD.
Okay. Oh my gosh, Poch.
No, but anyway, so yeah, that's kind of where it was. I mean, not to say that if we didn't communicate during the pandemic, we're no longer friends. I just felt that I kind of realized who my friends were when
Mm-hmm.
that pandemic
Yeah,
happened.
that's fair.
I don't know how about your experience. I mean, pre-pandemic and then during.
Honestly, I have a hard time recalling what pre-pandemic was
Come
like
on.
in terms of
I mean, you know, when you met your friends and when the relationship with your friends was growing, that's basically pre-pandemic.
sure.
Yeah.
I think compared to Poch, I have a lot of friends. Like I am more open to meeting new people and
Oh
I'm
yeah,
more
yeah.
open to
You're more
having
open.
I'm more open to having a lot of contacts. Let's say that.
Mm-hmm.
Um but even if I do have a lot of contacts, I personally like I know and I can pinpoint which are my best friends, like which are my closest
Mm-hmm.
circles. So pre-pandemic, the usual places to hang out were Katipunan. Like I had,
Near where you studied.
yeah,
Yeah.
high school friends, college friends. They were all
All
there.
there. Okay.
They were all there.
Good for you.
People who weren't there, um, I guess people who weren't there, luckily for me, aren't people that I'm 100% closest to. Like my best friends are the
They all
ones, they
studied.
were already near
They
me.
all went to study
Yeah,
near
so I
you.
was
Okay.
pretty lucky in that sense. Other people that I did want to see, they're like I had to make the effort to see them, which was like okay, but I
Are
because
these
I
like are these high school friends or
yeah, high
yeah?
school.
Okay.
I don't have other friends. I didn't-
Hello, darkness,
darkness.
my old friend.
Anyway,
Oh, oh, oh. What happened? Hello.
I think we're good.
We good? Because it suddenly picked up. Okay. We just cut that out.
Do you want to pause and check?
No, we can. We're good.
Okay. Anyway,
Okay.
so that was my scenario pre-pandemic. Um, it was I was very lucky to have everyone that I wanted to be very close to in my area. During the pandemic, it was an interesting time because I think the pandemic reminded everyone of the things we took for granted. One of which was seeing everyone so often and, really being lucky enough to have people close to you and readily accessible. So actually, during the pandemic, I was able to catch up with people I didn't regularly see pre-pandemic.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
I had calls with high school friends that I rarely saw. Like as a group, we would rarely see each other. But we had a call and we stayed up until like 5 a.m., which I know is like normal for some people, but that is not normal for me. I do not like sleeping into the morning.
Mm-hmm.
So we did that. I also caught up with friends from grade school. I mean, these are people that
I don't talk to anyone from grade school, so that's good
I
for you.
rarely talk to. Well, actually, grade school to high school, like it was like
Oh
grade
yeah. Oh
a
well.
grade 7 to
Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
like first
Okay.
or second year thing. Um, so that was pretty cool. And then of course, while those were like the bonus and like token catch ups, there was also the movie night, like online movie night with my close circle of friends. So there was, while it was harder, I mean, it wasn't as easy as texting each other to be like, oh, I'm going to be in the cafeteria during lunch. Like, can you save a table for us?
Mm-hmm.
It was a lot of like planning and really constant check ins with others just, to make sure that they were okay, to make sure that you still could fill up a social battery. So that was the change pre and during pandemic. I would say that the pandemic friendship feels similar to what is happening now
Oh, in your case, like because you
in
moved
my
here.
case because I moved. I mean, Do you agree, or is your experience a little bit different?
I think I get what you mean by, because it was a pandemic, everyone was sort of long distance anyway.
Yeah.
And just to build on that, um, I realized that number one, I know the friends that I consider my best friends or super close in my circles, I always have them because we were talking throughout the pandemic. We were
Mm-hmm.
together in virtually at least. And second was um, friendships evolve, right?
Right.
I mean, it was a good 2.5 years almost being in the pandemic, or 1.5 years or whatever, how long it was that people were not allowed to leave their houses and stuff. So I guess in my case, when I had to relocate for work, I was far away from everyone. I mean,
Right. Yeah.
not only was I not only was I in quarantine because of what was happening, I was also physically away. Even if I went out of the house, I didn't know anyone.
Mm-hmm.
So I think when that was happening to me, I realized that the important relationships that I had that were still alive after that, after one of the not worst, but one of the harder times to, I guess, grow a relationship. If I can get through this with my friends, with my family, with you, then I'm good. I can do it in the future
Mm-hmm.
because I already know how to do it now.
Yeah.
So it taught me that communication really with friends is the most important thing. Um, I guess before I don't know how I don't know about you, but the topics that my friends and I used to talk about have changed.
Ooh, interesting.
No, I mean because
Well,
of
yeah,
our
because
age, yeah.
yeah.
I mean we met when we were 14, so we were talking about the dumbest things.
I think I think you guys still talk about really dumb things.
Okay,
But
to be fair,
shout out to Poch's friends. You guys are
yeah,
really
I love you
funny.
guys. I know you guys are
But
watching.
I know what you're up to, and sometimes I'm like, why?
No,
But
no,
you guys are great.
no. It's just because, and it's funny. I feel that my oldest friendships, I've seen our whole group grow up from our problems.
Mm.
Our old problems used to be, oh, this guy's my group mate in class.
Oh,
This guy
yeah,
sucks.
yeah, I get that.
Or, oh, this girl's cute, but she goes to a different school because obviously we're in an all boys school.
Mm.
So how am I gonna do? Like we had those problems, and then it evolved to, oh, what am I gonna take for college? Like what am I
Mm.
gonna study?
Yeah.
Where am I gonna study?
Yeah.
And then it evolved to it started evolving. At this point, it's so funny because we're adults, and we talk about dumb stuff. Like the other day, my friend's car got hit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not laughing that you got
Shout out. I know who this is.
Shout
I
out,
hope
bro.
you're fine.
But then it was, we were talking about, oh, let's find a way to sue this guy. I mean, the guy who hit him. And it was so funny because not in the 10 years we've been friends or more, we've never we've never been, we got to file a case against this guy or something. And it was just funny because those guys are going to be those guys are going to be my friends always, for sure.
Yeah.
And um I don't know, it's hard to be away from them,
Mm-hmm.
but it's also comforting knowing that even if I'm here, it's still there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not that it's a low maintenance friendship. I think it is in a sense, but we talk all the time. We I'm always chatting them.
Mm.
They're always replying and everything. So it's not necessarily a low maintenance. It's just more of a, I don't have to hang out. I mean, I'd love to. I really do. I really wish I could hang out with them all the time. But it's just that's just not how it is anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I chose the life that I wanted to live,
Yeah.
and they also chose their lives that they wanted to live. But we're always gonna be friends, and I find comfort in that being here. And it helps keep it going in terms of the long distance. How about you? I mean, I'm
Yeah.
not sure how you feel about being in a long distance relationship with your friends.
Similar, and I think something interesting that you said was that we're at this age and we have found these groups of people that we're really comfortable with, that we know that no matter the distance and how far physically we are from one another, we know that we're almost 100% sure that these
Oh yeah,
people
these,
will be
yeah,
our friends forever.
yeah.
Um, and for my particular group of friends, these are people who I am closest to because we got very close in college.
Mm-hmm.
Like Poch knows who these people are.
Shout out, I love you guys.
Shout out.
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know if it's weird to say that.
No, I think it's fine. Anyway,
I'm sorry.
so it's my college friends, but also my best friend from like grade school and high school. So Poch also knows who my best friend is. Shout out.
Love
Um,
you too.
yeah. Um, interestingly, so fun fact, my best friend and I, um, so through high school, we saw each other every day, obviously, because same school. Um, until like training because we did the same sport together. In college, we went to different schools that were across the street from each other. So we were still physically close, but we only saw each other twice a year.
Yeah, I remember I
Like
was there
one,
for some of those.
yeah, like like one in June and one in December. And
Just because you
now,
guys are so
just
busy.
because we're so busy,
You guys are
we have different schedules. She had a very like she did a
You
bunch
guys
of
are busy bees.
extracurricular.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another thing. Like we like to keep ourselves busy, but that's for a different episode. But interestingly, now that I'm here, we talk a lot. Like we
Oh
have
yeah, you
we
catch up more
don't
often.
we have never like outside of high school, which where we were like in close quarters all the time. Now we've never had this much distance between us, but we've also like this is the most that we have spoken to each other
In a long time.
in a long time.
That's great.
We have video calls every 2 weeks.
Oh, is that scheduled or?
Yeah, we have it blocked off on our calendars. Like it's there. And then every week when it comes up and one of us has like, oh, I have this thing at work, or for me, like, oh, I have to do this thing. Like, can we reschedule? We reschedule. And, you know, like we have a chat that we're just like sending each other stuff. Like we have never been this, I wouldn't say close because we've always been close.
You haven't been this updated.
This updated and like this chatty with one another since high school. So it's
Mhm.
been really nice to have this. I guess because we both know that if during college we only saw each other twice a year, the thought of me moving away really put the idea that, well, I guess we're not gonna see each other at all. So in terms of like the effort that we wanted to put in, we made sure that we blocked off a certain time every 2 weeks to really talk to each other and really catch up. For my college friends, oh, and it goes without saying that that best friend of mine will be in my life forever. Like, spot secured for sure. And then I have my college best friends who, they're the best. They also get along with my best friend. Like, I have somehow integrated them, sort of.
Good for you. I don't think I can ever integrate my friends.
Well,
I think I brought that up last week.
yeah, but girls are different. Girl friendships are the best. And I keep telling
Well-
Poch, yeah, I feel like girl friendships are the best when you find the right people. Like when it's right, it's very, very right. Sometimes in a friendship with girls, you have to weed out people. Like, I feel like,
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
no, I feel like the reason that you think that is because there's like a stereotype that girls like backstab or whatever. But I feel like
Do
that
they not?
I feel like you have to be a certain kind of true friend to be past that. Like you don't backstab, you tell it to their face.
Okay.
And I feel very lucky that that's the group that I have now, where it's like spot secured, like you're in it. Like these are my friends forever. They're like I have a sister, but I feel like I have more sisters because
What's the opposite of a shout out? Yeah. You got
What-
burnt, Joey.
no, I'm saying it's
I'm
like
just joking. You're my friend. Sometimes.
it's like it's when I'm with these people, it's like being a girl is so great. Like that's what I feel when I'm with them. And you know, during the pandemic, it was hard because we were so used to seeing each other like all the time because we went to the same school, and some of us had the same classes. And during the pandemic, it was like, well, now what? Like, we can't even plan hangouts. We did a lot of Zoom calls, like a lot. We had like a Christmas exchange gifts, always fun. Um, and I think, given like what our dynamic was during the pandemic and what it is now, it's similar. Given that I am here, of course they're all in Manila, or like they're all in the Philippines. So it's easier for them to arrange meetups. And sometimes when they do like physically meet each other, I'm like, hey, call me. Like, they're having a sleepover. Like, I don't wanna miss out, so I go on call. And really just see what's up, catch up with everyone. I think it's so nice to have groups of friends that will not shut you out just because
You're not with
you're
them
not with
physically
them.
with them. Yeah. That's
Like,
I guess I feel the same way with my own friends, and I think with our common
yeah,
friends. I mean, we know that if we message them, I mean, you know what I mean? It's not, oh, cuz you're not here anymore, you're gone. Like you're
yeah,
I mean,
like,
there are some people, I mean, I'm not going to name them, but there are some friends where, you don't show up and then you suddenly not there anymore. And that's fine. I guess they kind of showed their way out of your life in a
yeah.
sense. I mean, it was fun when you were with them, and then it's
But
fine. Like
like,
no
yeah,
no
there
hard
I feel
feelings.
like
Yeah,
there are some friendships that are really
high
like
maintenance.
high
Yeah,
maintenance but are also like short-lived in that
yeah,
sense,
and
where
it's
it's like
fine.
it was great while it lasted, but
No
in
hard
terms of
feelings.
where we're going in our lives, it just there's
Yeah,
no other intersection. And I think this was great, but if we have to go our own way, then that's fine with
yeah.
me too. What I really appreciate about our groups of friends, like mine, yours, what we have in common, is that I feel like, at least for the ones I'm in, I can message people and it'll never feel awkward. Like, my fear is I suddenly speak up in the group chat and people are like,
Who's that?
who's that? Oh, you're back. Oh, suddenly you're here.
Yeah, yeah.
I really appreciate how there's none of that. And it's like, in fact, I feel welcomed to speak more. And it's nice. It's nice to know that we're at this point in our lives where it's like our friends are,
They're comfort friends,
they're
basically.
comfort
Yeah,
friends. And it's like a mature relationship in that, there's no like, in Tagalog, tampuhan,
yeah, yeah.
when you don't reply fast because time difference, or
Mm-hmm.
like you're not able to attend to the same things because, again, you're not there. So I think that's what I really like
I
about
guess
where we're
in
at.
yeah, with long term relationships or long term friendships at least, there's a level of understanding
Mm-hmm.
that this person is not available at this time, or this person is busy. This person is asleep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it helps your relationship grow with them as well, because you understand that while you're up to things, it's their downtime. When they're up to things, it's your downtime, and you just have to balance with that. What would you say is what's a lesson you learned? I would ask, in terms of dealing with long term friendships. Um, do you think that what's the word? Uh, do you think it's applicable to all your friends, or because of a long because of the difficulty of a long distance friendship, you've had to be more selective of who you're in touch with?
That's a good but also complicated
Because
question.
I feel that I mean, like we were saying pre-pandemic, we were interacting with more people, definitely, and then in the pandemic we had to be more selective, and then now, especially that we've moved out of the country, um, we don't really have a lot of time to talk to people, because when they're up, we're asleep, and vice versa. So, does it teach you to be more selective of who you're talking to, or is it more of just it's hard, but it's okay? I mean, I don't know if I'm making sense in the way I'm framing it. It's more of just um, what was I trying to say? I'm so confused.
I have a question. It's hard to be put on the spot by myself. How do I? Yes, go ahead. I'm
Okay.
gonna keep
Do
thinking.
you want me? I can answer your question in part.
Yeah.
So the
Okay. Go
first
ahead.
thing
Yeah.
you said was, does this whole distance thing make you feel like you're more selective
Yeah.
of your
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
friends? For me, no.
Because we went through the pandemic where you
Because
determined
I
those are your
feel like
friends.
I
Yeah.
already went through the pandemic. And through the pandemic, I already figured out, okay, which of my friends, which of my groups, which of my individual friends do, like, who's here making an effort to reach out?
Yeah.
And who am I making an effort to reach out to? And it's those people where we match, when we both want to reach out. They're the ones I've been able to successfully retain up until this day. That's not to say that if somebody who hasn't reached out to me in years, if they suddenly messaged me and was, like, hey, what's up? I wouldn't shun them. I'd welcome it. Like, I think I'm a very welcoming person in that sense. Like, hey, what's up? Hey, what's up?
Yeah.
Like, I'm very welcoming. So, if anything, with the pandemic, but also being here, the most important thing I've learned about friendships is that it's a two-way giving
Yeah.
street. Like, you can't. I don't know if that's the right thing to say.
It's a two way. It's a two way.
Yeah, like both
It's not a
have
one
to
way.
give,
Yeah. Yeah.
and both also get to take.
I think. Yeah. I understand
Like,
that. Yeah.
I feel like when I was a kid, when I was like a lot younger, it was so easy to be like, oh, they're not including me. I don't want to reply anymore. Oh, blah, blah, blah. I feel like now it's more like, if I want to be in it, I'm going to. Like, I'll give them something. And in exchange, they give me something too. Like, it's a very, if you want to be there, be there.
Okay.
Like, you make the effort.
I guess my problem, not really problem. I understand what you're saying. If you want to keep in touch with friends, you sometimes have to be the one to initiate it.
Mm-hmm.
But it also goes without saying that sometimes, remember when you were saying that you don't want to be the person in the chat who's like, oh, hello, and then it's awkward because you don't have
Yeah.
anything anymore. I feel that with some friendships that I have,
Mm-hmm.
where it's not that it's not that we're in bad terms or anything happened. It's just I don't feel that I know them anymore
Mm.
to the sense that we can communicate. But thanks to this podcast, I think I had some friends who I was not like I wasn't talking to on a regular basis, message, giving feedback about the podcast. And I also wanted to reach out to them and see if they wanted to catch up. I think, yeah, with the podcast and everything, please feel free to give feedback and ask us to catch up and stuff if you want. With us being here, it's harder to make friends our age.
I feel like we can, like, deep dive into that particular challenge like another
Another
time.
episode.
But yes, it's difficult when you're out of school. It's difficult when you're working with people who are of
Yeah,
like a different age.
The youngest person that I'm working with is married with a kid. So
Several steps ahead of you.
yeah, and she's only 3 years older than me, but she just gave birth and she's married. So not to say that she's super old and we can't be friends. It's just more of I don't have.
Like, you can't relate to
Yeah,
where
I
she
can't
is.
relate,
Yeah.
and it reinforces the fact of my long distance friendships, which is without saying I don't want to be saying that this is the only thing I have in my life, but these are really only the friends that I want to keep at the moment. I mean, if there are more friends that show up later in life, cool. But these are the more important friendships I have. If we've spoken in the last 3 6 months, 3 6 weeks, we're friends.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's taught me, like, living here, that your friends are always gonna, if you're talking with your friends or if you're always communicating with your friends, no matter how you communicate, it could be just sending dumbass pictures or, oh, remember this, remember that, and then not speak again for a few weeks, which is fine. They're gonna be in your life. most of the friends that I have now, I've known them for more than 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
So I will always be friends with them. I don't know if I don't know if I'm still in touch with people that I'm haven't been friends with for a long time. I feel like if I made a friend 4 years ago or 3 years ago, I don't know if we're still in touch. But for like people that I was friends with 10 years ago, 6 years ago, I'm still friends with them. I feel like there's like a limit of how far. Because farther than 14, I'm not friends with them. And then like closer, I don't know if I speak to them as often as I would like to. I don't know if you feel the same.
You kind of lost me, so I'm going to say I don't think I feel the same. Also because I just remembered that there are some people that I consider myself to be good friends with that I haven't spoken to in the past X amount of months. But I know we're still friends.
Yeah, I'm not saying you're not friends. I'm just saying you're not close anymore. That's it. That's
No,
really
I would still argue that we're
Oh, you
close.
okay? Okay.
I could give you an example later, but I don't want to drop a name.
Okay. Yeah, that's
Or I
fine.
could drop a name right now and we could bleep it.
Yeah, but you're editing, so.
Yeah, so maybe I won't because I don't want to make a cut.
But yeah, I mean, having long distance friendships is hard. It's
Yeah.
not something that it's not easy, but it definitely works if you were already close with them before, and you both make you and your friends make an effort to make time. That's I think that's the most important, to make time for each other, because as adults, obviously you have more important things that need to be done,
Mm-hmm.
but your friends and friendship will always should have a place in your life if you want that to be there.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's more like if you want to maintain it, then put in the effort to maintain
Yeah.
it. And I think it's difficult.
Difficult.
Okay, I don't want to.
Lemon difficult.
It's hard to.
If you haven't seen the lemon yet.
Why would you show them? Anyway, it is hard. It's hard to uproot yourself in this way where it's like you're big enough and mature enough to try being on your own, but also you've never been this far from others ever in your life. So it's a new challenge, and I feel like if anything, it's taught me the value of friendship.
Mm-hmm.
This whole experience has made me value my friends even more
Yes.
because I've always been grateful that they're in my life,
Same.
but I'm even more grateful now because I see the effort that they do when they stay up late to speak to me, when
And it's vice versa, you know?
yeah, I wake up early on a weekend
Yeah.
to like speak to them, and I think this goes out to like my closest group of friends, my best friends. Like if I had a lot more money, I would definitely fly you guys here and keep you guys
I
here.
thought you
for
were
a
going to say
few
go
months.
home, like go there,
No, because I want them
here.
here.
Yeah, honestly,
I feel like we'd have such a fun time if my friends just visited for like a month. We'd have so much fun.
I feel like we can both agree that even if we miss family and friends back home, it's I don't want to go back. I mean, if I could, we talked about this. We could bring all of our friends and family here, then
It would be perfect.
there would be no reason to go back home
Yeah.
or back to Manila.
Yeah.
'Cause,
Those are my only reasons for going home.
Yeah, same. And it's a double edged two blade.
What does that look like? Two-bladed.
Double edged blade. Double edged sword. It's a two-sided sword.
Wait, but swords have two sides.
No, not all. Not all of them are bladed. Anyway,
So
I'm
how
not
can
gonna
it
get into
hurt
this.
you?
I mean that as much as I want to see my friends and family, as often as I want to, I chose this life because I believe that this is the one that'll help me succeed more. or it's the kind of life I want. I mean,
Mm.
I could go home and stay with everyone, but then what kind of life would I have there um in terms of opportunities? That's all. Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah. That's all. I mean, I have nothing against people.
Yeah, that's good because that's not what we were talking about.
Yeah, I
Why
don't
are
know.
you suddenly bringing your anger into this conversation?
It's the lemon.
The
It's making things
power.
difficult. No, but I don't know. I think we've been on a few tangents, but it's definitely about long-term
And long
friendships,
distance
long-distance
friendships.
friendships.
Yeah.
And it's been difficult, but it's doable, and I hope to see my friends soon. I hope you see your friends soon and hang
Yeah.
out with them.
And
And
I
I
oh,
definitely
sorry.
hope that they visit us.
Yeah,
Like
that's
anyone, any
and
of
not
them.
to say nobody has. Shout out to that one friend who visited us.
Yeah, the one friend.
We're trying. I mean, yeah. Thank you
He
for
doesn't
being
even
here.
listen to the show.
Okay, then never mind. No
Then we'll
thanks
just
to
shout
you.
out to Joey.
Okay, to my sister. I also I think something that I want others to take away from this particular conversation is that if you are afraid or if you are hesitating to make a change in your life or like a big move because
You're
you
gonna miss
feel
your
like
friends,
you're
yeah,
going to miss your
and
friends,
family.
that's that's a very valid concern, especially if you've never for me personally, I've never this is the biggest move of my life. I lived in the same city my whole life.
Oh yeah.
So being displaced, not displaced, but like moving to a different place, this was a really big change. But I feel like I hope that this conversation we had brought to light and also showed you that it's not impossible to keep in
Yeah.
touch and to stay as close, if not
Closer,
continue to
yeah.
get closer with your friends, even with such a large distance and a time difference and all of these barriers in between. It really just takes a little bit more effort. And, for the right people, it's easy to give that effort.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like, yeah, while it's not the easiest thing, well, not a lot of things in life are easy anyway. So
Yeah, sometimes
just
they're this.
sour.
No.
Oh.
Difficult. Sorry.
It's like every villain is lemons.
Every what's another V? Every victory is life. Wait, that's still evil. Wait, that's still
Yeah,
evil.
that's why I don't know what you were doing.
Wait, sorry. Okay, let's do lemon. Life,
Every man
every man
on.
must.
No, every.
Oh,
and
whatever. You know what? The bottom line is, if you are planning or you're thinking of moving to a different country and you're worried about friends and all these things, you're not alone. Number one, and number two, there are always ways around it. It's
Mhm.
not gonna be 100% the same as being with them.
Yeah.
But as a young adult, I think it's also time. It's the time of your life or in your life where you can decide where you want to be. So if that means giving up a few things for yourself to be set up in the future, that's on you. I mean, I think those are decisions that Gabe and I actively chose. Not to say that we're regretting them, but you can't have it all.
Yeah.
Yeah. And some, as much as you want to have it all, you can't, but you can still have some of it. Not all of it, just some of it.
Yes. Yeah, not to say that just because we've found tips and tricks to keep in touch with our friends that
It doesn't mean it's gonna work for you,
and
or
it doesn't
it's the
mean that
same,
it's
yeah.
always that we're always happy because no matter, you're always going to crave for like that. I wish they were awake at this time. Like, oh, I would want to tell them this, but I wish the group chat was awake, but everyone's asleep. Or like, oh, they're planning an impromptu dinner. Oh, obviously can't fly and be there by dinner. So, not to say that not to say it's foolproof and that things are the same. Things will be different, but it's not necessarily worse. I think that's the biggest.
Goes without saying.
Yeah. Goes without saying, and I think that's like super important for people to think and know. So I feel and I really hope that this was of value
Yeah.
to the people watching and listening.
We just wanted to, give that or like talk about it because it's also our way of trying to figure out our own decisions and emotions and whatnot, and trying to see if other people share the same sentiment. But yeah, that's all we got for this week.
Yes. What? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to our friends.
Shout out to all of my all
Uh,
shout out to her friends and my friends and our friends. We
And
look
your friends.
and your friends. We look forward to seeing everyone when we eventually visit. And if you are any of our friends who hasn't spoken to us in a while or who haven't reached out, please do not feel shy because sometimes we are in the mood to be friends again. Not all the time. Don't message us when we're sleeping. Please don't do that. Or if you do that, I'll put my phone on silent so I don't wake up.
Anyway, so this episode was all about friends. And speaking of friends, please share this podcast to your
share.
friends.
Please share. I mean,
yeah.
our friends are the biggest fans that we have, if we have any, and we would really ask if you could share these videos and podcast links because it helps us with our content creation. And yeah, so please share, like, subscribe,
Follow, rate 5
follow,
stars,
and don't
comment
forget-
on Instagram.
don't forget to share again. If you
Yeah.
shared once, you know what? Do it again. Another one.
We
Oh my god. I remember the song. Okay, it's Stereo Love,
What's that?
the song.
What's the I
Anyway,
know-
I'm gonna
okay.
play that in the outro. Just a
Okay.
bit. But anyway,
Anyway,
this has been
I was gonna
Poch.
say other things, but this was Gabe.
And thank you for listening to our podcast.
And thank you for watching.
Yes. And yeah, remember, share this. Okay. Goodbye.
Stereo Love.
Yeah, Stereo Love.
Bye.
Oh my god, I remember the song. Damn, nice.
Bye.